Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Larry Merlo, and as the chairperson of the Budget Committee of the Board of Trustees, I would like to welcome you to today's joint public meeting of the Budget and Executive Committees. I would like to acknowledge the members of the Executive Committee that are in attendance and welcome our Board of Trustees Chair, Doug Browning. And at this time, I will turn the meeting over to Chairperson Browning to share his thoughts. Doug?
Good morning, all. Let me also thank all of you for joining this meeting of the Joint Executive and Budget Committee. I simply want to take a moment to thank the chair of the Budget Committee, Larry Merlo, and his committee, and Harry Sastry and his team for all the hard work they put into developing this year's budget. It's never an easy task, and I appreciate all of the hard work you gentlemen and your teams have done in getting us to this point. So let me turn it back to you, Larry, for the resolutions.
All right, thank you, Doug. This meeting has been duly advertised as a public meeting in accordance with the Sunshine Act and is therefore open to members of the public as observers. A quorum is present for the transaction of business, and participation in the meeting is limited to members of the Budget Committee, the Executive Committee, and those the committees have invited in advance to take part. This remote meeting is also being streamed on YouTube and is being recorded, and the recording will be made available via the Board of Trustees website at a later date. Now, because the meeting is being held remotely, I would like to ask that devices be put on mute unless you have a question or comment. If you have a question, please use the raised hand feature in Zoom. And if you're participating by phone and wish to speak, *9 to raise your hand, *6 to unmute your mic. If you have any technical difficulties, you can contact the Board Tech Support line at 412-383-0663, or use the chat feature in Zoom to reach out to a member of the support team. Now, we have two action items before the two committees today. The first relates to the recommendation that the Executive Committee of the Board of Trustees approve the university's fiscal year 2024 proposed operating budget and proposed capital budget. If approved by members of the Budget Committee, the second action item will be a vote by the Executive Committee on whether to approve the resolution. I will handle the first vote by the Budget Committee, and if approved, Doug will handle the second vote by the Executive Committee. Now, a copy of the resolution before the Budget Committee was circulated to the committee in advance of today's meeting, and I'll call on Mr. Harry Sastry, Senior Vice Chancellor and Chief Financial Officer, to provide an overview of the resolution. Harry?
Thank you, Chairman Merlo. The proposed budget for FY 2024 has gone through a deliberative process within the university, including input from senior leadership, board members, and the shared governance of our University Planning and Budgeting Committee, whose members include faculty, staff, and student representatives. Even in the absence of a state appropriation, we recognize the importance of providing certainty to all aspects of our university operations, especially our students and families, and our faculty and staff. At Pitt, we remain focused on carefully managing expenses, especially given significant rates of inflation and pandemic costs of the last few years. Our goal is always to maintain a world-class education and research standards, attract and retain the best faculty and staff, and continue to have a positive impact on our community and the Commonwealth. By having a comprehensive budget in place, we can better plan and allocate resources, ensuring a smoother, more effective academic year ahead. We remain hopeful that the Commonwealth will support the governor's proposed increase, which has been incorporated into our budget. 100% of the university's general support appropriation is used to support an in-state tuition discount for more than 17,000 students. The University of Pittsburgh's proposed operating budget for fiscal year 2024 is $3 billion, up 8.4% from the previous year's budget of $2.7 billion. The projected research base for FY24 is $1.2 billion, reflecting Pitt's reputation as a global leader in research and innovation. Now let me turn to tuition for the 2023-24 academic year. Pitt's tuition rates are designed to ensure the university continues to deliver an exceptional educational experience while balancing the needs of students and their families. As a result, the proposed budget includes the following tuition rate increases for the next academic year. On our Pittsburgh campus, most in-state undergraduate students will see their tuition rates rise by 2%, and out-of-state undergraduate students will see an increase of 7%. Graduate students, both in-state and out-of-state, will see an increase of 3.5%. Finally, there will be no tuition increases at the regional campuses. To put the in-state tuition increase on our Pittsburgh campus into perspective, students will see an average increase of about $197 per term. As in recent years, the university is devoting a significant portion of its revenue to institutional financial aid for students, which more than half of all students now receive. Reflecting competitive market rates and inflation, the proposed fiscal year 2024 budget also reflects increase in housing costs, which will go up by 10%, and meal plans, which will increase by 6.7% on the Pittsburgh campus. The proposed budget also recognizes the significant contributions of our hardworking faculty and staff. We are recommending that we move forward with a workforce compensation pool increase of 4% for staff and non-represented faculty. This funding also supports the Compensation Modernization Initiative, which is an essential step towards ensuring that our university remains a preferred destination for top-notch professionals. As part of the compensation modernization, the university is also proposing an increase in its minimum wage to $16.50 per hour for university staff. The proposed capital budget is $390 million for fiscal year 24, as Pitt prioritizes essential preservation projects as well as development in Hazelwood Green, the site of BioForge. I want to close by thanking the Pitt community for its patience, and I want to express my appreciation to the University Planning and Budget Committee and this Board of Trustees for tackling the many challenges associated with this year's budget. We are committed to assessing our costs and looking for new ways to reduce expenses while also investing in critical strategic priorities to advance the plan for Pitt. I believe our fiscal year 2024 operating capital budgets reflect our commitment to our dedicated faculty and staff, as well as to the students of this great university. Chairman Merlot, I turn it back to you.
All right, well, thank you, Harry, for providing the overview. And let me also thank you for the work of yourself and the finance team. Budget Committee members, may I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution recommending that the Executive Committee of the Board of Trustees approve the university's fiscal year 2024 proposed operating budget and proposed capital budget?
I so move.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. The resolution is approved. Let me turn the meeting over to Chairperson Browning to call for a vote by the Executive Committee on the resolution approving the university's fiscal year 2024 proposed operating budget and proposed capital budget. Doug?
Thank you, Larry. Executive Committee members, may I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution approving the university's fiscal year 2024 proposed operating budget and the proposed capital budget?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Good. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Staying.
Thank you. The resolution is approved. Larry, let me turn it back over to you for any new business.
Okay, is there any new business to be brought before either of these committees? Hearing none, let me thank the members of the Budget and the Executive Committees for their diligence on the 2024 budget, and this meeting is adjourned.